What's up, guys? It's Nico with Copa, and this video is about why I always want to be the smallest fish in the room. A lot of people try to grow by staying in rooms where they feel confident, where they feel validated. But I've actually learned that the opposite is true. The fastest growth that I've ever experienced has come from when I've put myself in a room where I very clearly didn't belong. Not because it felt good, but because it forces honesty. Recently, I forcefully have put myself in rooms where the room as a whole is operating on a completely different level than where we are currently. Industry rooms, trade show rooms, rooms and conversations with people that are moving real volume at real scale. And it's always been almost immediately obvious that we're the smallest company in that room by far. And that feeling is very uncomfortable. You get to realize how early you really are, how much work there's needed to be done, like how far you actually need to go in this, and honestly, how much you just don't know yet. And going into rooms like that strips away all ego you may have because you just can't fake it. And unfortunately, when you put yourself in those rooms, you can't hide behind your own ambition and you can't talk your way into belonging. You need to listen more than you speak. You need to know how to ask better questions. And you really start paying attention to how people think, not just what they say. And it's crazy because you actually walk away knowing two things at the same time. And that's one, how small you actually are, and two, how much is actually possible. That tension is uncomfortable, but it's very productive. And here's what I've learned. You don't rise to the level of your own ambition. You rise to the level of your own environment. If you spend all your time in rooms where you're the most experienced person, the smartest person, and overall just the most impressive person, your growth slows down tremendously. Comfort caps progress. And when you forcefully put yourself in a room where you are clearly behind, where the gap is obvious, your learning velocity explodes. Your standards change, your thinking sharpens, and your idea of what's possible actually recalibrates. These rooms definitely don't make you feel confident, but they make you feel aware. And awareness is more important than confidence. Most people avoid these rooms, not because they're lazy, but because ego is so protective. It's far easier to stay in rooms where you feel validated and where people just nod along to whatever you say, in rooms where you just don't feel like easily exposed. But growth doesn't happen where you feel important. Most people choose rooms where they feel impressive. Builders choose rooms where they feel behind. And that choice itself compounds over time. For me, those rooms don't make me feel like we've arrived. They actually do the opposite. They actually clarify how early we still are, how much work there is to do, and how far we could actually take it, and how focused we need to stay. And honestly, it's very motivating because now I know exactly what we're chasing and what's possible. And I have a way more clear understanding of what it takes to get there. So I say all that to say this. If you want to grow, you need to be willing to be the smallest person in the room over and over again. The discomfort is not a sign that you're failing. Oftentimes, that discomfort is a feeling that's telling you that you're exactly where you need to be. And this is the work.